The mainstream media has been incessantly bombarding us with reports and warnings about the impending doom of global warming, often using fear-mongering tactics to grab our attention. But have you ever stopped to think about why they're so adamant about pushing this agenda? Truth is, the mainstream media's obsession with global warming has little to do with actually saving the planet, and more to do with controlling the narrative and manipulating public opinion. By dominating the conversation with global warming propaganda, the mainstream media aims to distract us from more pressing issues that might threaten the status quo. They create a sense of urgency and panic, making us believe that the very survival of our planet depends on immediate action. This, in turn, allows them to push for policies and regulations that serve the interests of their corporate sponsors and government allies. The media's mantra of "we must act now" becomes a rallying cry for draconian measures that erode our freedoms and line the pockets of those in power. One of the primary ways the mainstream media exercises control through global warming propaganda is by shaping public opinion and influencing our behavior. By constantly repeating the mantra of climate change is real and it's our fault, they create a sense of guilt and responsibility among the population. This guilt is then leveraged to justify draconian measures such as carbon taxes, green energy subsidies, and strict regulations on industries. The media presents these measures as necessary to save the planet, when in reality, they are often designed to enrich special interest groups and undermine individual freedoms. The mainstream media also uses global warming propaganda to pit us against each other. By framing the issue as a battle between climate deniers and climate activists, they create a false narrative of good vs evil. This dichotomy allows them to demonize anyone who questions the prevailing narrative, labeling them as science deniers or flat earthers. This tactic serves to silence dissenting voices and suppress any meaningful debate about the issues. By controlling the language and the terms of the debate, the media can dictate the parameters of acceptable discourse and marginalize anyone who dares to challenge the narrative. Furthermore, the mainstream media's fixation on global warming propaganda has also led to the suppression of alternative perspectives and information. They ignore or downplay any data that contradicts the prevailing narrative, such as the fact that global temperatures have been stable or declining for the past 2 decades, or that the Earth's climate has always gone through cycles of warming and cooling. By cherry-picking data and presenting only one side of the story, the media creates a distorted view of reality that serves their agenda. The ultimate goal of mainstream media's global warming propaganda is to create a sense of dependency on the state and its institutions. By convincing us that the planet is on the brink of catastrophe, they make us more receptive to government intervention and control. This, in turn, allows them to push for a globalist agenda that erodes national sovereignty and individual freedoms. The media's message is clear: only through the collective efforts of governments, corporations, and international institutions can we hope to mitigate the effects of climate change. This narrative ignores the fact that many of the world's most pressing environmental issues can be addressed through local, community-based initiatives and individual actions. In conclusion, the mainstream media's obsession with global warming propaganda is a calculated attempt to control the narrative and manipulate public opinion. By using fear-mongering tactics, creating a sense of guilt and responsibility, pitting us against each other, suppressing alternative perspectives, and promoting a globalist agenda, the media aims to shape our perceptions and dictate our behavior. It's essential that we remain critical of the information presented to us and recognize the media's underlying motives. Only by doing so can we break free from the chains of propaganda and make informed decisions about the issues that truly matter.